Hey, this is Mike Colleen again. Let's turn it down a little bit. This is part 4 of the big lie. It should be the very last part. I'm gonna throw a couple things out there real quick. Here's one of the biggest lies, especially it's not so much now, but it was about 4 or 5 years ago. This big thing about being the alpha male. What I found hilarious about all these alpha male courses was they were actually teaching you how to be a beta male. They tell you how to hold your shoulder and drop one shoulder, be asymmetrical, and do this and do that. If you're thinking about what to do to be like an alpha male, you're being a beta male. Alright? And the other thing is that's operating off of the logical linear part of your brain, the structure part of your brain, which is the beta male. That is not the alpha male brain. Alright? What you want to learn how to do is how to open up to your whole brain, your larger brain, which I can give you some tips now, but it takes a lot of work, and I have to walk people through it over and over, session after session, and then they have to practice it a lot. Now, let me give you this. If you look at all the leaders, they're not big muscular men. Most courses will say, take kickboxing, be strong, lift weights, learn how to fight. Well, I was state champion of boxing, almost a state champion of wrestling, wrestled in college. I was a kickboxing champion. I was part of the IKF, one of the largest kickboxing federations in the world. I was a pretty tough dude. At one point, I was benching 365, squatting over 600 pounds. I was big, I was strong, and I knew how to fight. And I've studied martial arts since I was about 5 years old. Here, let me turn this music down. I think it's kind of making me talk loud. Sorry. All right. So, one little thing. All right, there we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so loud. What I'm trying to emphasize is here I was, this great fighter and all this stuff, and I did not have what I call social power, and that's the biggest thing I teach in my course, because social power triggers her mating system to want to be with you. Social power is not muscle power. It's not fighting power. If you think about it, who goes off to war and dies? The king or the beta male? Who goes off to war and dies? The general or the private and the sergeants? You get it? The alpha male is someone who learns how to open up to a larger part of his hemisphere. So being more determined, and if you walk around with your chest puffed out, you're actually demonstrating beta male stuff. And alpha male will look at you like, cool, whatever, it doesn't matter. And women can see this. It's really obvious to the female brain. And I'll teach you how to open up to that part of your brain. Now, here's what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to add one quick little part to this. Don't be a wimp, and what I mean is socially. It's not about fighting. If someone could piss you off, if someone can get you angry, if someone can get you into a fist fight, you're a beta male. You're not thinking. You're coming off of emotions. Rah! And I'm a tough guy. But if you notice, it doesn't mean to be a social wimp. I did not say be a social wimp. In fact, that's what she's looking for. If you could stand up for yourself appropriately socially, that's an alpha male. But that's something that takes time and is very hard to learn. Again, there's a big chunk of my course that teaches you how to open up to that and what and how to deal with certain situations. But again, it's not about here's how you deal with this, step A, step B. And that's not what it's about. It's about opening up to a certain part, being in a certain place called being grounded and centered. From that space, you can deal with anything naturally without thinking or memorizing, here's what I'm supposed to do, because that's beta male stuff. Now, there's nothing wrong with learning how to fight or defend yourself. In fact, I highly recommend that. Getting in shape, staying in shape. I think that's all I'm going to say about that for now. So I do have a section of my course about how to be the alpha male, but in a genuine way, not in this fake, hold our shoulder this way, drop it, and be asymmetrical, and do this and do that. That is all beta male stuff. I'm sorry that you guys have wasted your money on those courses. Here's another thing. I'm going to throw this in. This is it's kind of funny. There's a book, and I highly recommend it because it adds to the alpha male thing. It's about having boundaries, and it's what people say, be the jerk. I don't teach you how to be the jerk. If anything, I teach you how to be the bitch, which is the equivalent in the female world of how to be the jerk. But it's not being a jerk. It's having healthy boundaries. Now, these skills these guys have been teaching you in the past of, you got to negger, you got to do this, you got to do that. There is a higher level of having healthy self-esteem and having healthy, appropriate boundaries that triggers her mating system even more powerfully. All right? Go buy this book. It's called Why Men Love Bitches. It's written by a woman for women, but I'm telling you to read it. And then I want you to apply everything she teaches you to women. And you'll be amazed at how much respect and attraction you'll gain from women. Because what the author doesn't realize, it's like most authors, relationship coaches or therapists or whatever, either they're male or female, so they're coming from their perspective. That's the way they see it. It's just like when I tell guys, the male way of picking up on women or turning on women or romancing women does not turn women on. It turns men on. That's what men like because that's the male way of doing it. So the female author is thinking the way of a female thinks, well, this is the way it should be. That's the way it works for her. So what I'm telling you is she's unconsciously projecting this and saying, you got to do this to men. No. You read this book and you apply it to women. And what the whole book really is about is having self-respect, is having self-boundaries and not letting women walk all over you. Women find that highly attractive when a man holds his ground. And I'm not saying it be an asshole or go out there or be a jerk. It's really just saying, no, that's rude. Don't do that to me. I don't like that. Or standing up for yourself or speaking up and saying, when you do that, I don't like that. A lot of men won't do this because they're trying to be the nice guy. And women don't respect that because you're actually not being honest. And I said a little bit of that earlier in this series of The Big Lie. So take my course, go to crackthefemalecode.com and buy my book, Crack the Female Code, which takes you to my website, MikeColeen.com. Talk to you soon. I'll get some new videos out soon enough. All right, have a good one. And here's some music. Oh, it's really quiet right now. All right, bye-bye.